Welcome to our channel that compares Gospel topics and Franciscan sources. Today we speak of divine and human love, received personally and given to others, like a current flow of source, in the living and intimate experience of personal joy, which springs from the sense of friendship with life that comes. It proposes itself to the soul, not externally, but by calling it by name. John 15:9-17. The previous allegory of the vine and the branches is now translated into existential terms, with generative value. In this way, each of us can feed on the secret, fraternal lymph of the path in the spirit of love, in the precious oneness and communion that enriches the world. For a more complete overview of our human, cultural and spiritual proposal, we suggest you visit the website juvi.art. Abide in my love. In today's Gospel verses, Jesus calls us to love one another, as he has loved us, to the end. In the life of Francis, this commandment particularly shone. The sources inform us with significant passages. He loved his own intimates with a predilection and cared for the poor and the once abhorred lepers. From then on he was clothed in the spirit of poverty, an intimate feeling of humility and deep piety. Whereas before, he avoided not only the company of lepers, but even seeing them from a distance. Now, because of the crucified Christ, who, according to the prophet's words, took on the despicable appearance of a leper, he served them with humility and gentleness, with the intention of attaining full self-loathing. He often visited the homes of lepers. He generously gave them alms and with great compassion and affection kissed their hands and faces. Even for the poor beggars he longed to spend not only his possessions, but even himself. Sometimes he stripped off his clothes for them, sometimes he tore them off when he had nothing else to give. He also assisted poor priests with reverence and piety, providing especially for the altar furnishings, to become a participant in divine worship, while providing for the needs of the ministers. Sources 10:36. For the little poor, giving his life for his friends was daily bread and joy of heart. He had taught the brothers to come to their brother's aid in need and danger, ready to give their lives so that the other might experience fullness. As the Father has loved me, so I have loved you. Abide in my love. If you put my commandments into practice, you will be rooted in my love. In the same way I have put my Father's commandments into practice and am rooted in his love. I have told you this so that my joy may also be yours, and your joy may be perfect. The commandment of love. My commandment is this: love one another as I have loved you. No one has greater love than this, to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I no longer call you slaves, for the slave does not know what his master does. I have called you friends, for I have made known to you all that I have heard from my Father. It is not you who have chosen me, but I have chosen you, and I have destined you to bear much fruit, lasting fruit. Then the Father will give you everything you ask in my name. This I command you, love one another. In the legend of the three companions we find, one day when two brothers were walking together, they came across a madman, who started throwing stones at them. One of them, seeing that the stones were directed at his comrade, immediately stepped in front of him, preferring to be hit himself instead of his brother. Such was the mutual love that inflamed them, and so sincerely were they ready to give their lives for each other, Sources 1447. And again, those who wanted to enter the order were taught by the saint to first repudiate the world, offering to God first the external goods, then to make the interior gift of self. Sources 667. Mutual love was his fixed ideal, thinking of how much the Savior had suffered so that we might be one. This is my commandment, that you love one another, as I have loved you. John 15:9-17. You too explore faith and the meaning of community in a deeper way, through our weekly reflections. Join us to find guidance in knowing the mystery that surrounds us, and growth. Discover the wonders of spirituality and communion. Every week, new insights to enrich your inner life. Continue your journey with us and be inspired by our meditations and teachings for a fuller and more conscious life. Thank you all for your kind attention. We invite you to subscribe to the channel to stay updated on our activities. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like to support us. Thank you. Subscribe now.